Hello. It's Wednesday, the 6th of August, 2025. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about competing in the McLaren 600 LT Limited Series within Real Racing 3 Update 13.5. And this is part one of hopefully a two-part mini-series. Game on screen. Audio of the game. Yay. Aaron C. John enters the chat on the YouTube side and says hello. Hello, Aaron. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Right. Okay. So, limited series. Hopefully, this will be two parts. We'll find out in about 30 seconds. Normally, with this being like a road collection limited series and the car isn't new in this release, I'm expecting to get a day's worth of free servicing. So if I do get that, I'd like to split the limited series over 2 days. So I might go as high as 75% today, and then tomorrow, a couple of hours earlier than the start time today, I'll do the final 25%. And obviously that allows me to complete all the racing within that 24-hour window where I get free servicing. That's the plan. Right. Let's get started. Let's get in. Let's get racing. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look. There we go. We have indeed got 1 day's worth of free and instant servicing. So, good. Definitely a two-part series. But I had a quick look at what the series will have in them, and it does look as if it's a little bit later in the tiers when the races get longer. So I may go a bit longer tonight than tier 9. I might try to get up to 75% today. We'll take a look, but let's get started. I'm not sure what this car is going to be like. McLaren road collection cars have been a bit of a mixed bag. And, immediately looking at the bottom there, speed, acceleration, braking, and grip. The weakest part is grip. Brakes look okay. So I'm going to be guessing that this isn't quite a well-balanced car, and that you've got to be steady around the corners, otherwise you'll start sliding and skidding. But let's go in and take a look. Speed record around Sebring International Raceway. Now I've already got this car upgraded to 21 free upgrades across the board. I already own this car. My expectation is that is what you'll need to win. And if I remember tomorrow, I'll put the details of cost into sort of like the bottom of the screen just down there. But that being tomorrow's stream. I'm just going to go round, see how we do. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm not sure about this car. Yeah, it's going to slide. It's going to slide. There we go. All done now. Yeah, so it does look as if you've got to go a little bit slower around the corners, otherwise this car loses its grip. But I'll take that. Virtual Medical Dr. Iyaka says, hello, how is the weather in your city? It's okay. It's been a lot calmer today. It was windy yesterday, but today's been okay. In fact, the sun's actually been out. It is cloudy this evening, but it's nice and calm, so it's just a nice evening. The weather has been pretty good all day today. But thank you very much for asking. I'm sure the weather's fine where you are. Nice and warm, no doubt. Maybe a little bit too warm. Okay, so second race elimination round Circuit of the Americas. Stay out of trouble around the outside as there's multiple races on the track. See there again, lost it. You do have to tiptoe around the corner in this car. And as good as the brakes are, it doesn't make up for poor grip. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Oh dear. Yeah, so this car is not well balanced. Acceleration and speed are fine. Brakes, to be fair, are fine. But the grip on this thing isn't good around those tight corners. So I feel like you have to slow down just a little bit more. Otherwise the back end gives up. Alright, only 2 cars left in the race. And I'm quite a bit ahead. I'm over 1,000 yards ahead of second, so always the case when you need to upgrade to 3 across the board. The earlier tiers are quite easy to compete in and therefore win. Oh, hello. There we go. Don't destroy your desk, Tony. Keep it in one piece. There we go. Okay, so first on to the cup in this tier 1. Always an indication of what the limited series is going to be like overall. So it's the long circuit at Porsche Test Track, and it's 2 laps. Okay, that's fine. That does suggest at this moment in time we're not going to get crazy laps to do on most of the cups. Thought I'd just use that guy's brakes. There we go. Shame it wasn't 1 lap. John enters the chat and waves his hand. Welcome along, John. Maybe it was yourself celebrating your birthday yesterday. So I hope you had a good day. There we go. Yeah, so this is tier 1. Obviously quite easy. Wish I could say the same about the car. It's, yeah, grip is letting it down, and that's what I say about the McLarens in general. They're a bit of a mixed bag. I do like a McLaren, but quite a number of them have poor grip. Incredible speed, incredible acceleration, and in most cases pretty decent brakes, but the grip sometimes leaves something to be desired, and it is the case for this car as well. But overall, it's a nice car. Do you know what we haven't done? Let's have a look inside. What is it like inside? Well, obviously I've cracked the windscreen, but it's actually quite basic. But you see, it is. Look, just look at the problem though. We're going inside. I can only see half the windscreen. I can't see the mirrors at all. It probably hasn't got any. No, it has got. I'm sure it's got mirrors, but look at that. Only half the central mirror is showing. So it's not brilliant. This is why I don't like racing on the inside. Yeah, you see, look, it's got 2 wind mirrors. They're not even in display. Never mind. John says, thanks for the happy birthday wishes. You are very welcome, sir. Well, at least that's tier 1 done. Car needs servicing. It's free and it's instant. Just as well, otherwise it would be a very long and boring stream. Tier 2. Alright, let's have a look. So I'm hoping the cup is again only 2 laps. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it's 3 laps. Okay. It is only the West Circuit, but yeah, not sure. Not sure how this limited series is going to go. Right, let's start with the head-to-head. We'll go left to right. 1 lap, as all head-to-heads should be, around the Suzuka Grand Prix circuit. All right, so they did choose one of the longer tracks. I really would like them to choose some of the shorter tracks at the beginning of a limited series. Let's make it a little bit tough. You see, there you go, back end goes. I would say traction isn't quite so bad on this car though. So even though I've got traction control off, that back end, even when I lost it, it was easy enough to control to get it back under control, if that makes any sense. It probably didn't, to be fair. I'm sure you all know what I'm on about though. Yeah. Yeah, even when I do oversteer and completely lose the back end, it's quite easy to grab it back under control. Like so. Makes you wonder if this car could do drifting. Maybe not like that though. No. I mean, yeah. Anyway, there's an example of the car not being particularly grippy. Still in first though, 300 yards ahead, head to head, another win, relatively straightforward, as you'd expect, up to this point. Okay. Next race. Speed snap around Monza. Nice quick one, this one. 130 miles an hour. All right. Do think it's all about being slow and tight into these corners, so you can accelerate out without there being any skidding going on. Here's my view. There you go. Nice and easy, that one. 137 miles, won by 7 miles per hour. Well, 6. Okay, so now onto the cup on tier 2. We are, in fairness, getting through these pretty quickly. It's only taking 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes per tier at this moment in time. Okay, we're still so much quicker than everybody else. Second, bearing in mind it's the West Circuit, it's a longish lap. We're talking about close to 2.5 minute race. There we are, in lead before the end of lap 1. Again, I think this could have been a 2-lap race. What we'll do is after winning this, I will try to remember just to show you the upgrades that apply to this car. As I said, I've already won this car, so I must have won it in an event it was in. And I must have won it by only needing to upgrade to 3 across the board. I also feel like I need to turn the audio up ever so slightly on the game as well, so we'll do that. We'll get that sorted. So, audio upgrade path coming up. And look at that, we've already caught that markers. There we go. Pretty straightforward up to this point. That's 2 tiers completed. Right, I'll just turn the audio up. Yeah, it's dropped down for some reason. There we go. That's better. Right, okay, so service the car because it's free and it's instant for almost another 24 hours. Here we go. Right. So as you can see there, it's just free across the board. So level 1 on each of the engineering components will cost $R. Level 2 will be gold, and level 3 will be $R. And as I said, I'll put the details of that upgrade path and the cost down there in tomorrow's stream. Now, the other thing to note is I did have a look at the release notes. And it said to complete the event, you needed there we go. Yes. You needed to upgrade the car to have a PR of 68.1. So we should be fine. We should be able to complete the event without spending any gold. But obviously, if you want to win the car, it does look like you've got to spend $R and gold and upgrade to free across the board. But we will get all that confirmed tomorrow and also put the details of the cost at the bottom of the screen there. Right, 13%. Let's do the endurance first. Endurance round Circuit de Catalunya, and it's the Grand Prix circuit as well. Okay. So in the last limited series that we did, which was the GT4, the Lotus, can't remember the car's name, GT4, that had 2 endurances in the first 3 tiers. And it resulted, because it was motorsports, it resulted in it taking 4 days to complete the limited series, because obviously you've got a $M cap, a daily $M cap. No such problem with road collection cars. So if we really wanted to, we could do this in one sitting. But I always feel that's a bit long, because start to finish you're looking at between 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Tell you what, that grip, dearie me, definitely not the best, but at least you can cope with it. Fortunately, the traction on the car is okay, so when you do lose that back end, it's easy to get it back. I did that on purpose, or tried to, it didn't quite work. Let's try it again. No, too slow. I reckon that this car has potential to drift. Jozu enters the chat and says, hello Guardian, hello Jozu, good to see you again. Thank you for watching and thank you for saying hello in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to look at this. We can skid ground. That's awesome. A little bit too far there. Let's see if we can master drifting with this car. Four miles on the clock. 4 miles on the scoreboard, rather. Be mindful though of barriers if you are drifting. There we go, that's 3rd place and 5 miles. 2nd, and there we go, 1st, pretty easy. We'll carry on going. 190 miles per hour down that straight. That's not too bad for, again, a mid-range car. Now, I suppose the other thing we should look at tomorrow as well is how many series is this car in. To help you determine if it is worthwhile. So tomorrow we'll put some details in to do with the cost of the car in terms of upgrading it to free across the board. We'll hopefully complete the limited series tomorrow, and we'll also have a look at the different series this car is in. But that's a tomorrow problem. That'll be in tomorrow's stream. Today we're just going to race and get as high a completion percentage as possible within a 2-hour window. Okay, there we go, 8.5 miles. All right. Go. Oof, still got durability. Next up, autocross around Indianapolis road course. 37 seconds. I'm going to see if I can do this and also the cup before I service the car next. But if it does go in the red, I might as well service the car as it's free and instant. But that might not cost me, you know. This car can drift. Go. 32 seconds, well within the time to get first. I mean, that wasn't even close. That was not even close. Oh, it's 1 mile per hour over the durability limit, so I'm not going to service it. I'm sure that'll be enough to get first. Let's hope I don't end up eating my own words there. Okay, it is Melbourne, so I think 3, 2. Ooh, potential potato skin. I'm gonna have a go, seeing if I can get first with the durability depleted. It is 16 cars. Yeah, so this is good. It's good from the point of view, it's only 2 laps. But it is a proper challenge, I'd say, to get first in 2 laps. Then again, it might not be. I'm already up to 7th. I'll take it all back. I thought it was going to be a challenge. It really isn't. But I'm glad it's only 2 laps. There we go, first. Oops. Might be a bit of bodywork damage on this car, but we are in first. Now I would advise not drifting around this track because it's barriers all around, and it is a little bit on the tight side in places. Well, we're getting there, 200 yards, 300 yards ahead of second. Up to this point, nice and easy. And this will mean 3 tiers completed in just over half an hour. Now I said don't drift, so obviously that wasn't planned. There we go, that is first, and pretty comfortable. So Virtual Medical Doctor Iaka says, I like this McLaren. It's not fast, but it is very cool. It is a very cool looking car. It is. It is. In terms of speed, I don't think it's too bad for its PR level. But what it does lack is grip. And I used to think I'd only ever really say that about Lamborghinis, but there's a few McLarens in this game that are like that as well. Service the car, it's free and it's instant. Tier 3 completed, on to Tier 4. All right. 20%. So if you can only upgrade to 1 across the board, your game would end after completing Hunter and head-to-head, because I'm pretty sure your upgraded car would have a PR less than 59.4, unfortunately. But we're okay, we're 3 across the board, so let's start with Hunter. And again, it's another long track. It's Francorchamps. Now, this car will struggle around this track. Okay, so we're as good as 2,500 yards behind the Hunted. I'll do my best not to slide all over the place. Okay, under 2,000 yards. Under 1,500. Under 1,000. I think I'm still in 8th place though. Sorry, no, I'm in 6th. That's not too bad then. There we go, under 500 yards. There he is, the Hunted, about to get overtaken. Third, second, first, yes. All right, there we go. Well, that was relatively straightforward. Now you see there, I'm also back above 2,000 gold because I did get my weekly time trial reward this morning. I finished in Group C, so I got 50 gold. So not too bad at all there. Okay, head to head. The national circuit at Hockenheimring. 1 lap. Ugh, is that night time? Why? We go 200 yards ahead of second. We're not doing too bad at controlling it. You really do have to brake it just a little bit earlier to make up for the fact the car has a lower grip. There we go. So that will put us on to 24% and at the cusp of getting the first set of rewards for 25% completion. All right. At least the camera's not died tonight. Yet. There we go, 24%. Next up, the Grand Prix circuit at Sebring International Raceway. 2 laps. I like that. That's good. Again, this car's not perfect for this track, in my humble opinion. To be fair, what track would it be perfect for? Did I see dust come off the car at the beginning of that race? I'm sure I've never seen that before. Maybe I've just never paid that much attention. Or maybe it was the dodgy road at the start of this race. Okay, so that's not bad. I did brake late. Used the car as in front as brakes and found myself in the lead. Now, whereas I struggled so much yesterday when I raced around Monaco, which I've not raced around probably for years, and I was absolutely rubbish at it, this track is becoming so much more popular in the game, and it is my favourite track in the game at this moment in time. We are in second. Again, though, it's at night, so I always find the visibility isn't the best. I don't know why they do night racing in this game, it's just silly. There we go, in first. I thought I'd be all over the place on this track, and to some degree I've made a few errors, but overall I'm quite happy. How can you not be happy when you're in first? braking zone right there. There we go. See, I just can't see what's ahead. It might as well be pitch black. To be fair, it is partly to do with the fact that with it being dark on screen, it's reflecting quite badly on my iPad, which obviously you can't see that issue on the stream. There we go. First place. I'm going to watch a replay of the beginning of this because I swear blind I've seen something that I don't ever remember seeing before, which again might be an indication that I'm just not paying attention. No. Let's have a look. Let's watch that again. Yeah, look. That guy did a wheel skid. Don't ever remember seeing that before, but there we go. There we go. Over 25% achieved. First set of rewards coming my way. $5 gold, 750 VP, and apparently some R dollars as well. No VP reward there though. All right. So on to tier 5. So 4 tiers. We're just over, well, we're close to 45 minutes. So that's not too bad overall, I'd say. So tier 5, let's get the drag race out of the way. Should be a nice quick race. How many gear changes will we have will be the real question here. Quite a few. There we go. That was a slow start. Easy enough to win though. Let's get the first place now. Proper slow start. All right, there we go. That is another first. On to, I think it was an elimination event. Which track? Mount Panorama. Okay. Now I can see this car being suited to this track. It feels like a drifting track, just Mount Panorama. Stay out of trouble on the outside. Already into 4th. Black second, in the lead. Boom. 2 cars eliminated. Oh, hey. Oh dear, that was terrible. It's completely messed my race up there. Oh dear. I think I've hit almost every other barrier in this race so far. Nevertheless, we're in first. We're 200 yards ahead of second. And there's only 4 cars left on track. See, we're not getting any smoke from doing any braking here though. It must be because it was Sebring and the particular part of the track it was. Well, if we've got another race at Sebring, I might see if I can generate some tyre spin and see if we get some smoke. There we go. You see, yeah, it's not as good on normal asphalt, is it? There we go. First. Lord Night Moon enters the chat on the YouTube side and says hello. Hello back. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. All right, on to the Cup. International circuit at Dubai. 2 laps. All right. That's not bad. There was a worry that it might have got crazy on the number of laps on the Cups. But up to this point, not too bad at all. So yeah, that does it again. I have seen that before, to be fair. It just looked like I'd not seen it before. Maybe just the car behind you always does that. I'm going to have to go back through my videos and have a look. It just looks so different on Sebring. Obviously I haven't been paying that much attention to smoke coming off the tyres. Maybe it's the car. Maybe it's the car. Focus, Tony, you're going to lose the lead. Oops, Daisy. Back into 4th. I was just having a bit of fun there. Let's get a bit serious now. Let's get this one. There we go, 3rd. we go. Tier 5 completed. 52 minutes. So still just round about 10 minutes per tier. We can live with that. We can live with that. Car needs servicing. It's free and it's instant. On to tier 6. Well, I'm liking this so far. Right, autocross, Red Bull Ring. Let's get this done. 40 seconds, 39 seconds to get first. Let's go. Around the corner. There we go. Close. There we go, 38 seconds. Would have struggled if the car was only at the PR for this particular cup at this tier, but yeah, actually won by a whole second. Okay, 35% speed record at the West Circuit at Lime Rock Park. Now I'm still just going to go round. If you are ever struggling on this track with a speed record, just start way back behind the start line, because the fastest part of the track is where this bridge is, or just before it. But I think I'm going to be alright. There. Go. There you go. So you see there, if you were struggling and you'd started way back, you'd gone on a bit longer, hitting a higher top speed. But that was good enough, just good enough. By 3 and a bit miles, by 2 and a bit miles. All right, but that's another race completed. Just the cup to do on tier 6. It is Francorchamps. It is only 2 laps. Good. Suspect though this is 22 cars though. Yep. Just do the normal. Round the outside at the first corner. Let's see how many we can pick off. They'll just bunch up behind each other trying to get that sharp corner. And we're already in 10th. I'm just going to stay behind this car, because they'll all smash into each other down here. And I'll go to the inside and hopefully just pick them off as they'll be slow speeding up. There we go, up into 6. Bit of a draft. There we go, 5th. Bit of a draft again. 4th. That 3rd. No, that's 2nd. Wow. I'll just take my time with this one because I just need to slowly but surely catch him up, and I've got another lap. I think I've got him on the inside here. There we go. He's not coming back at me. There we go. That's it. That's first. Before the end of lap 1. One more lap to go after this as well. No cheating, or as little cheating as possible today. When I say cheating, I mean going across the grass. Yes, it's allowed in the game. I'm going to do my best not to do it today. That won't be the case every day. Okay, so 200 yards ahead of second, halfway through the second lap. Oh dear. Lost it a bit there. Alright, there we go. That's first for sure. 300 yards ahead. 400 yards ahead. Nice and easy around the corner there. That's another victory. That's another first. Lackshire says 450. Welcome along. Thank you for watching and thank you for your comment. Okay, so service the car, it's free and it's instant, and I do believe that's tier 6 completed, and literally we've hit the 1 hour mark. Excuse me. So up to this point, that's not bad. 10 minutes per tier is pretty good. Right, tier 7 drag race. Let's get this done. It's good to see they're avoiding endurance races because they can be quite long. It's also good to see that the number of laps per race is relatively short, especially when they're choosing very long tracks to begin with. All right. There we go. Guaranteed second place. This is for first. All right, there we go. That's drag race completed on tier 7. Next up, head to head at Melbourne. Okay, 1 lap, good. Let's get this done. Just in the lead. Oh, you see, I can't see. Oh dear. There we go. 60 yards ahead. Okay, we're still ahead. Over 100. Blinded by the lights. Hit the barrier as a result. Still managed to win. Alright, there we go. First in under a minute. On to the cup. Okay, so 44%. The cup is the road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's 1 lap. Ooh. Oh, I like this. I like this. Now, this could be a challenge. Is it 22 cars as well? Or is it only 16? Oh, it's only 16. Oh. Do you know what? I like it. I like them mixing it up. And obviously with the cup having a higher minimum PR, this will be a little bit tougher to win in 1 lap. Yeah, I like it. I like the train of thought. There we go. Oh look, a McLAREN with McLAREN colours. There we go, first, make him go around the outside. I did say that I was thinking of doing up to 75%. It did look as if some of the cups would have a low number of laps, and here's an example of that. There we go. There was no way that car was getting around that fast corner without either slight braking or lifting off the acceleration. There we go. First. So that is tier 7 completed. And it only took 6 minutes from start to finish to complete that tier. On to tier 8. Oh, please let us do the same again. Right, okay. So, obviously at this particular stage, we should hit 50%. So we'll start with the speed snap at Laguna Seca. 125 miles we've got to beat. Be a bit tricky. I always find this one a little bit hard to get right in terms of turning out and then putting your foot down. I think I did that quite easily in the end, but it felt like it was going to be close. There we go, 128.14 miles per hour. All right. 48%, so we should get to 50% on the next race, which is a Hunter at the international circuit at Silverstone. 228 yards ahead as well. Okay, so of the smaller tracks, this is my preferred smaller track. At least when I'm in a cup. I've got to be 228 yards ahead. I've not overtaken the car yet. There we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, no problem whatsoever. There we go. Blimey, I thought that was going to be a lot harder than it was. Niklesh Vats says, watching after a long time. It's 1 a.m. here in India. Well, welcome along, or should I say, welcome back. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. 50%. 50% achieved. 5 gold and 1,000 VP rewarded. I'm not going to collect the claim there. I'm just going to come out and see how we're doing in terms of that grand prize. We're at 35,000 and we need 35,200 for the grand prize. So we're not far off. So we are 1 hour and 10 minutes into this limited series. We're on tier 8. Next up is the Cup. It's the national circuit at Red Bull Ring, and it's 3 laps. I'd say that's reasonable for this stage of a limited series. Looks like it is 22 cars though, so we're going to have to go some, but that's fine. I'm going to go around the outside, I think. Because they'll all sneak that corner, and that just gives me free space to overtake them all. There we go, already into 8. And I'll go on the inside, pick a couple off, up into 6. Another one gone. Got 2 here, there we go. Already up into 3rd, 2 laps to go, 2 cars to overtake, 2 laps to go. Inside line this time, so I've got the corner there. A little bit off there. A little bit of late braking, almost went off. See a couple of comments in the chat. I'll finish this race off and then I'll take a look. here we go. First. So Super Nat 300 says hi, welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hi in the chat. And asks, can I ask you a question? You can. I don't guarantee that I can answer it though, but you can ask. And Aloe says, hi Tony, besides the LMDH Porsche and the 2021 Porsche GT3, which car's worth having? Let me get back to you on that. SuperNap 300 says, how to add friends in the game. Oof. Yeah, you see, this is an area of the car that the game is weak at. So it is quite hard. As far as I'm aware, the only sort of like link it has is to Facebook. And I don't know about you, but I don't use Facebook. There is a section. Let me just see if I can find it. I can never remember where it is. I'm sure it's there. There we go. There's an option there to invite friends. So if we press it, but you'll notice there it's Facebook friends. So I believe that's the only place you can do it. But the problem is, most people don't use Facebook nowadays. I don't have a Facebook account, but if you do have a Facebook account, and that's how you interact with your friends, then that's how you do it. You click on, now you probably can't see, but basically the bottom left-hand corner, it's like a podium. If you click on that, it brings up the leaderboard, and you can see there you've got a plus next to invite friends, but it seems only to allow friends that you are connected to within Facebook, which is a bit of a shame. But there you go. Hopefully, that's probably not the answer you want, which is always the worry when people ask questions. But that's all that's allowed. Alois says from this update. Right, let's have a look. I don't remember. Was the LMDH Porsche, or was that the Porsche GT3? I don't remember those cars being available to win. Ah, right. Okay, here we go. So we had the Porsche 911 GT3. I don't remember the LMDH being available to win, though. That's what's throwing me. Which car would I go for? It is a good question. I would always err on the side of caution when you when you are relatively new to the game. So I wouldn't necessarily, to begin with, push to win in a car until, for example, in terms of your R dollars and gold, you've got at least 1,000 gold, and you've got at least, I'd say, 3 or 4 million R dollars. But if you have got that, which one would I go for? I would probably go for the car that we did last night, which was the hybrid highway, which I can't remember which car it was. It was, let me just go into the garage. I will bring up the car. There we go. It was the Lamborghini Cyan FKP 37. So the reason why I suggest going for that is because the number of series you can potentially open up for it. So if you're new to the game, if you win this car, you open up a series in season 1, a series in season 2, and a series in season 4. So that's, I think, when you're new to the game, you've got lots of cars to win. I think that's how I would approach choosing the cars to win first. Not necessarily about how cheap they are to win, but more so to do with how many series they're going to be available to race in. I think that's how I would approach it. And so in this particular release, if you haven't got any of the cars, I do think the value for money car is by completing the hybrid highway flashback event. Thank you to Super Nat 300 for subscribing. And they put, what a garage. Oh, Eloise says the LMDH was on sale. So what I would suggest there is, again, it's all about strategy. And I think if you have, if you've got lots of cars to get into your garage, then I would focus on winning the cars. And then once you've won most of the cars, like you've seen with myself, so when I go into playing an event, typically I've already got the car. So it means I'm not having to spend money to win the car. When you're in that stage, I would then flip that strategy over and then look to take advantage of the discounted upgrades. But I think to begin with, if you've got the majority of cars still to win, I would focus on the events. But then if you're limited in terms of the money you've got, you look at the cars you can win that open up the most number of series. Anderson Piloto Gamer says hello. Hello back. Supernat also, sorry, I missed a couple of his chat, says I'm French. Well, welcome along. And then says, thank you for your explanation. I try sometimes. I can't answer questions, but that one I could. Probably, though, it wasn't the answer that you wanted, I'm afraid. And that is one of the poor areas in Real Racing 3. Right, let's get on with racing. So back into the limited series. We're at 53%. We've completed tier 8, onto tier 9. Now, in normal situations, what I would do is go up to tier 9 in one session, and then the next day complete to tier 15. But we haven't really been racing that long, so I might go a bit longer. Let's see how we get on. So endurance, we'll do that first. So we've got another endurance, so this does mean a longer race. Got to get to 6.1. It's around Dubai. Should be easy enough. I tell you what I did like up to this point, that one lap special in the cup for one of the speedway road courses. That was awesome. Indianapolis. That was fantastic. I feel like it almost feels like Real Racing 3 are listening to us. I hope they are, in which case, well done. Well done indeed. Now you'll see here, I'm not even worried about maximising those 10 seconds you can earn from passing a car. I only need to get to 6.1. I'm convinced I'm going to do it quite easily. So I'm just racing as quickly as I can and passing them. Keeping, I guess, the time or the clock at the highest amount it can be, which is 89 seconds. So I've still got 89 seconds on the scoreboard or on the clock, and I've almost done 2.5 miles. So if I've only got to get to 6 and a bit miles, we're almost halfway there. There we go. That is another car passed. Plenty of cars ahead to overtake as well. Taking on the inside. He was sort of blocking my path on the outside. that is 4 miles, 65 seconds on the clock. We're 2/3 of the way there. This should be relatively straightforward. So Supernat300 asks, do I talk French? The answer to that is no, but obviously I do know some words in French. So yeah. So if you were to do a whole number of comments in French, I probably wouldn't be able to understand what you're saying. And then also asks, do you drive F1? Hopefully meaning the game and not in real life. In the game, I do. Again, kind of what I do is it's all about what is available to race in the game at any given moment. So at the moment, the last 2 updates for Real Racing 3 has had a majority of motorsports updates. Now, I think at the end of the last update, we did have the Interlagos challenge, which was obviously F1 racing, and I did do that event, so that's somewhere hidden away in the channel. But if you do a search in the channel for F1, you'll find all the F1 events and F1 racing I've done since I've started streaming, which it's almost been a year. But in recent months we've been doing GT4 on the motorsport side, some Formula E, and some endurance cars. So it's been good fun. I just wish there were a few more new cars in the last 2 releases. Right, look at that. We are at almost 9 miles. We're going to go round or past the start-finish line. So we've got 30 seconds on the clock still. That's at least another mile done. Losing control a bit. Losing control. There we go. That's 10 miles. Past the car. Ten seconds to go. I don't think we're going to catch the next car, but that's not a bad score. 10 miles. We only needed 6 and a bit miles. We got 10. There we go. Job done. So Supernat300 says, you look like Tony Stark. Well, thank you for your nice comment. Thank you. I'm obviously not him, but thank you very much. All right, there we go. That's endurance done. We'll service the car as it's free and it's instant. 1 hour, 26 minutes. So in fairness, we've almost done an hour and a half of racing. We might keep going just for a little bit longer. Let's see what the cup is like. If it's a long cup, at that point we might stop and then start again tomorrow. Elimination now. Round Daytona. Now, Daytona is one of my least favourite tracks. I don't like how you've got a big long straight and then some very tight corners. It's just not one of my favourites from that perspective. It's also quite tough to overtake in this section, I find. Nevertheless, for elimination, we are in first. See what we can do. Five cars left in the battle. We are first, 100 and just over 100 yards ahead of second. Whoops-a-daisy. Oh. We're only just in the lead. As I said, I don't like this section of the track. I'm only just ahead. Only 2 cars left. Just need to hold on. There we go. First. Alois says, I was wondering if it's a good idea to fully upgrade cars not owned from every QMP time trial competition, weekly time trial, round events using our dollars only to maximize gold. I basically what I would suggest is when you're starting out, go through the series in terms of road collection where you're winning cars that only cost our dollars. Do plenty of racing. Racing will earn you our dollars and fame. And obviously, fame, you go up a level and you earn gold. That's how I would earn gold. But in terms of strategy, I, kind of see what you're saying. What I would always do is use the loan car. When I didn't own a car, I would use the loan car. I would upgrade um level 1 because it only costs our dollars, and I would see where I sat in terms of the time trial. And typically, you can see how good a racer you are if you are sitting around other people that have a similarly um, upgraded car. And you can do that by seeing the guys above you, the guys below you, do they have a car with the same PR? Or are you finding that you're performing better than players around you that have a car with more upgrades? And sometimes that can help you decide whether or not actually I own this car. It might be worth spending money on a discounted upgrade. That kind of does make sense. However, I would avoid purchasing any car with gold if at all possible. And instead, what I would do, especially if your garage is low, is focus on winning the cars in the events. Now, we have seen the last couple of times, in fact, let me just come back to an answer the question that you asked. Oh, there you go. Come back this way. There we go. Because one thing that I had forgotten, and now I'm just going to go back to it. So one of the questions that you asked is, what should you purchase? What event should you do? Which car should you win? And I did say, and I'm going to correct my decision on this. I did say come out. I did say the hybrid highway because of the number of series this car opens up. However, if we go to an event that I've done, I think is it this one? No, let's have a look. Is it that one? No, is it that one? Where is it? There it is, right. The Porsche 911 GT3 2021 Limited Series. Hopefully you've not started it if you don't own the car. And if you wait until Tuesday the 19th of August, that car has a 50% sale. So what that means is, if you then attempt to do that limited series while the car is on sale, you can take advantage of 50% discount on upgrading the car, which means you can get it at the cheapest possible. You can win the car as the cheapest possible way. So I would actually just change that answer and actually say, if you wait until Tuesday the 19th of August, when the Porsche 911 GT3 2021 has a 50% discount, you start racing in the limited series. And to upgrade that car to free across the board, I think that's what you need to do to win it. I can't remember. You'd have to go back and look at the stream that I did for that. You're going to get a 50% discount on all upgrade sales. So that's definitely something worthwhile doing. All right. So Anderson Piloto Gamer says, I like the Formula One events within Real Racing 3. Fair enough. And Vivek Aya says, hi, Tony, how are you? I am very well, Vivek. It's been a bit since I've seen you last, but welcome along again. Good to see you again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello. In regards to Formula One in Real Racing 3, so I've been playing Real Racing 3 almost since it was released. So I always prefer the Road Collection series to the Motorsports series. I do like playing F1, but I do think Real Racing 3 is all about racing real cars, production model cars, around tracks. That's kind of what the original concept of Real Racing 3 is. But obviously what they've done is they've expanded it mainly to do with the interest that lots of people have with Formula One. Anderson Piloto Gamer says, please play Formula One event. Not tonight, but again, if you want to see some of that, if you do a search on my channel, there are plenty of live streams where I've completed a Formula One event. And indeed, as I said, the last event that I did was Interlagos, which was at the end of the last release. So it probably only was sometime in June. So yeah, have a look at the back catalogue. There'll be plenty of stuff there. Right, been slightly sort of like put off my guard there. So I'm only at 57%. Tier 9, one more race to do in Tier 9. It is the Cup Grand Prix circuit at Hockenheimring. Question is, how many laps? 3. Starting to get a bit long. Nevertheless, let's continue. So Vivek puts, I have been grinding the V8 Natural Series with the Lexus ISF and repeatedly playing the endurance race to accumulate R dollars. To begin with, that is the way that you do it. You just have to repeat races to build up that R dollars. But then comes a point, as you can see with the amount of R dollars that I've got, that you just can't get rid of it. You just can't get rid of R dollars. I would absolutely love it, and I know this will never occur, but I would love it if there was an option to exchange R dollars for gold. I'm also convinced that's why they put a limit on how much M dollars you can win on a daily basis, because it just makes M dollars so much more precious, whereas R dollars, to a lot of gamers, I mean, if somebody said to me, oh, you've got to spend 3 million to upgrade this car, 3 million R dollars, it just wouldn't bother me. I've got 500 million R dollars. In fact, I think I've got 645 million R dollars. It goes up every day. I'm playing this game and I'll be earning more R dollars that I can't spend. But yes, to begin with, that's the only way that you can do it. Just keep playing the races, keep playing it daily, get the daily rewards, earn those R dollars. You'll also obviously get fame, and that will take you up fame levels, through which you can earn some gold. Alright, there we go. So we are in second place at the end of lap 1. We've got 2 more laps to do. Looks like we're starting to get a bit bitty in the game. Don't know why that is. Oh, I've just gone off there. Lost my concentration. I'll just pause that there for a second, see if it fixes itself. Right, okay, back to racing. So I'm in 4th position. I've got 3 cars to overtake and a little bit under 2 laps to do it in. Now this is the problem with this car. In fairness, I did brake late, so it's my own fault. I'm sure I can get those overtakes redone. A little bit of pressure. Yeah, the game is playing up at the moment on screen, so I do apologise for that. Not sure why that is. And you see there, I'm struggling. Okay, so back in 3rd. I need to be at 3rd just to open up the next tier. But ideally, I want to, obviously to win. So I'm on the tail of 2nd. 1 more lap to go. Let's do a little bit of focus this time. There we go, into 2nd. 1st directly ahead of me. Getting on the inside. There we go, back in front. Back in front. Right, it looks like the game has settled down as well, so that's good. So I think we should carry on. Carry on, let's go. Still in 1st, 50 yards ahead of 2nd, final lap. Let's bring this home. Alright, here we go. Final set of corners, 200 yards ahead of 2nd. A little bit of a blip in the middle of that race. There we go. So Eloise says, I once did the endless endurance with the Audi. Man, it's exhausting. Yeah. I have seen and now understand how endless endurance works. The problem is, it's just too long. It's just too long. I like shorter races. I used to hate it when I had to do a 10-lap Le Mans race. That was hard enough. That was close to half an hour's worth of racing. Or indeed a 20-lap Formula One race around Circuit of Americas. That's a good way of earning your daily allowance of 250,000 dollars. But again, it's half an hour of non-stop racing. And as you see there, my concentration breaks quite easily. So half an hour's a bit of a go. So Eloise says, I'm having the same glitch more these days. Well, that's a shame. Yeah. I mean, it seems to have tied it up. I don't, for me, I don't think that was an issue in the game. I think that was an issue with AirPlay, um, which obviously happens on occasion. But we seem to be back. We seem to be back. So we'll carry on. So that is tier 9 completed. We've been going for 1 hour 43 minutes. I think what I'll do is I'll carry on. And basically, when it gets to 2 hours, we'll look to end the stream there. And it just means we've got a little bit less to do tomorrow. Because I suspect from now on in, each of the cups will take a bit longer. So what I've taken in time to get to tier 9, I'll probably take the same amount of time to do the remaining 6 tiers. So let's see if we can get some of that out the way this evening. We've got 15 minutes left. So there's a possibility of getting 2 tiers done. For definite, we should be able to get 1. So, National Circuit, Red Bull Ring, Hunter. Let's see how we get on. And in regards to the endless endurance, Vivek Iyer says it is exhausting, but the only way to get both currencies to a decent level to buy and upgrade cars. That's fair comment. That is fair comment. But it is hard work. As the name suggests, endurance. For me, I don't have to do quite as much of that anymore. Yeah, in fact, like last week, I hardly... I went into the game just to collect my daily reward and played some ads to get some free gold. But other than that, I didn't do any racing. And look at me this week, I've got over 2,000 gold. Okay, 4. Oh, I'm not going to get third. I'm not going to get third. I am going to get third. There we go. Was a little bit rough there, but it was good enough to get first. There we go. That is another race completed. 62%, I think we're at now. There we go. Right, Speed Snap next. Quick race. It's around the Porsche test track. It's the short version, and it's dawn, which is the worst time of day, other than night, of course, in this game. There we go, easy. That was so easy. I can't believe how easy that was. I mean, I made a mistake and I still blew that out of the water. Again, partly because this car can... I think this car can drift. All right, there we go. So big question now, how many laps has the Cup got? It is a Grand Prix circuit, Suzuka circuit. It would be wonderful if it's only 2, but it's 3. See, they're getting longer now. This is what happens in a limited series. But again, it's still reasonable. It's still reasonable. I think what we'll do is we'll probably make this the last race today, and then we'll pick up in tomorrow's stream to take the series to 100%. sliding all over the place in true Tony style. But we're in fourth. Third. Let's see if we can push through. Come on. Just got to be careful of this car's grip. It's not the best. There we go. We've got second. I mean, the good news as well up to this point, in terms of this limited series, we've not had any banana skins. Right, so we're in first. 2 more laps to go. Unfortunately, they are long laps. I very much doubt we'll catch back markers in that time, unfortunately. .400 yards ahead a second, so it's looking good. What top speed can we reach? 190 again, 194, a little bit too much off the track there. It's not a bad little car this, but as I said, just let down by poor grip. There we go, that is 2 laps done, 1 more to go. We are only at 1 hour 50 minutes, so I might just have a sneak peek at the cup in the next tier and then make a call. Okay, there we go. 500 yards ahead a second. A bit earlier this time. There we go, that is the cup in tier 10 completed. Tier 10 completed. Leaving 5 more tiers. We'll service the car. It's free and it's instant. And to be fair, it's free and instant for the next 22 hours. So if we start the stream tomorrow a little bit earlier, we can take advantage of free servicing. Now look at that endurance in there. Look at that endurance in there. Let's have a look at the cup as well. Free. Yeah. I think what we need to do is probably end the stream there. 10 tiers done. 5 tiers to do, but I suspect each tier will take a little bit longer because the cups are now getting a little bit longer. So we're at 66%. Gold total stands at 2019. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll pass 75% and 100%. 75% will earn us 10 gold. 100% will earn us 10 gold. And because of the amount of VP, we should also win the grand prize of 100 gold tomorrow. So that's not too bad. Vivek Iyer says, good night, Tony. Good night, Vivek. Get a good night's sleep or a good morning sleep. Right, there we go. So that is the end of the stream for today. Part 2 will be tomorrow. There we go. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like or a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, then please subscribe to the channel, The Fifth Guardian, on YouTube, or follow The Fifth Guardian on Rumble. With that being said, I hope whatever is left of your day is a very good one. And I hope to see you all tomorrow for part 2. So until then, thank you and goodbye.